Here we have a professional throttle holder by the name of Thomas.
Tape with them keyboard, hey.
Hello and welcome guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, welcome to the Rush YouTube channel. Today we have a very special video for you. We are currently reviewing the GT3, but of course, in order to give you guys the highest quality content, we had to wash the GT3 first. And we decided to come to Tom's Car Wash, who kindly sponsored this wash for us. And here is Tom, the man himself.
What's up guys, I'm Tom from Tom's Car Wash, and here we have a beautiful GT3 Porsche finished in this gorgeous blue and making sure it's washed properly. Blue is one of the colors that really does show imperfections and scratches, so it's crucially important, get in all the nooks and crannies, you clean it properly, safely, the right chemicals, right techniques, which is exactly what we're doing now. Proper soaps, proper mitts, 2-bucket technique, all in the name, higher gloss, longer cleans, no scratching and no denting, obviously. So yeah, just to get a nice, better overall clean, I think better than a glossy car, especially one that will gloss as much as this Porsche.
So Tom, tell us, so it is a car wash and auto detailing
Yes.
car wash. So if you can tell us the other half of it, what do you offer when you say detailing?
So detailing is basically more in tune with stuff.
Yeah.
So, you get the basic car wash that we still do right.
Yeah.
And that's as simple as just doing an outside wash. From there, we take it further, we go over with the brush.
Yeah.
We polish cars, all in the name of perfection, getting it as clean as possible. So
Yeah.
leather, carpets, wheels, headlights, badges,
Yeah.
everything gets cleaned as much as possible. The detailing side of things is cleaning, polishing, ceramic coating.
Nice.
And that, again, all in the name for perfection.
Yeah.
Paint looks glossy, scratch-free,
Oh, sweet.
and it stays cleaner for longer.
So, guys, this is Tom's Car Wash here out in Cramerville. You can find him on Instagram and Facebook, Tom's Car Wash. Otherwise, you can just Google him. You get the address, get his phone number, call, book in, and come get your car treated nice and well. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Hello and welcome to our review of the Porsche 911 992 GT3. So this car has a 4-liter flat 6 in it, 375 kilowatts and 470 newton meters of torque. That's enough chatter to get you from 0 to 100 in around about 3.4 seconds. This car is amazing and it's adored around the world by car enthusiasts. I've never met one person who had something to say against this car. They may not have it as their personal preference, but this car is amazing. So the amazing thing about this car and why so many enthusiasts love this car and absolutely adore it is because it revs up all the way to 9,000 RPM, and it's something that you will hear later in this video because we do in fact get to drive this. And here, the custom titanium exhaust sing. This car over the previous gen doesn't have actually massive power gains, but what it does have is updates on the outside, on the inside, and underneath. The suspension has been upgraded in such a way, and it's so complicated that I am not smart enough to explain it. I've watched videos, I've looked it up, but what I'm smart enough to explain that this car does come standard with 4-wheel steering. So that means the rear wheels do steer either in the opposite direction of the front wheels or in the same direction depending on which speed you're at. But I can tell you, I made a couple of U-turns in this video and this car feels like it's this long, I'm telling you. And on the interior, we have such a beautiful, beautiful interior. It's quite simple and quite classic Porsche, but remember, this is a very driver-focused car, so there aren't a lot of amenities to enjoy, like absolute leather seats that are 5 centimeters thick. No, you get what you need. Yes, there are still some niceties inside. There's Alcantara over the place, leather here and there, There's a Bose sound system inside of it, and a complete analog/digital gauge as well, and a nice touchscreen in the center there for you to control your infotainment, climate control, and settings, all sorts. The exterior color on this car is Gintani blue. So when the owner spec'd it, they also got Gintani blue bits on the inside as well, around the cup holder. Then they got some of it on the dashboard trim as well. And then on top of the dashboard, you can see there's contrast stitching in this sort of gold, yellow, reddish sort of stitching that is out over there all over the seats and on the dashboard as well. And the dashboard has more leather on it. The steering wheel is wrapped in Alcantara. How nice. All in all, this car is a really nice place to be inside. Now, this car does have a personality of its own, and his name is Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. And if you'll see on the bit of scaffolding, or roll cage as others would like to call it, and I think that's a nice touch and gives the car quite a nice personality. Big shout out to the owner of this car, Webgame Loco on Instagram. Please give him a follow and tell him thank you for letting us this car and letting us review it. It's an incredible car, and thank you for trusting us with it. Okay, yeah, so now we're on our way to get some driving impressions in this wonderful GT3. The very nice thing about it was that it's got 4-wheel steering, so it was very easy to make that U-turn. Car felt like it was this long, just wrapped around the corner. That's something people don't know about this car, is that the fact that it does have 4-wheel steering. And if you look at the engine stats compared to the last gen of GT3, it actually doesn't have more power. If I'm not mistaken, I think it has like 10 more horsepower or something like that. But where they really made the difference is all the weight savings, like for example, not having rear seats, using lighter wheels, using other materials, and like even the glass at the back is not actually glass, it's like some weird lightweight sort of replacement for glass. So yeah, the difference is mainly in the underpinnings of the car, which quite frankly, I'm actually not smart enough to explain, because I've watched many videos, I've read up on it, and I still don't understand it all, because I'm just like, I just don't get it. But either way, all I know is that it translates to a great drive, a great drive, for aggressive driving. Don't now when I say great drive, you think now, oh yeah, this car's gonna be great, and everyday comfort. No, you can see we are bouncing around all over the place. Yes, given we're in track mode, which does firm up the chassis and the suspension, but still at the end of the day, it is very firm, even in like normal docile mode, automatic. You're still bouncing all over the place, so on and so forth. And let's not even forget these bucket seats. These bucket seats are very unforgiving. They're very unforgiving, and there's no adjustability in terms of like how tilted you want it. So you're up straight. You're at the mercy of Porsche and their design of what they think a good seating position is. As you can see, we're bouncing all over the place. The road is kind of rough given that, but like you literally do feel everything. I mean, you can even hear the whine of the gearbox in here, because there's hardly any sound deadening. This car, yes, it's for the road, but it's honestly really made for the track. Now, this car in particular has the Club Sport package, I think previously known as the Visac package, which does come with the bucket seats and the roll cage, so on and so forth. Oh my day. Carbon ceramics. It stops really well. Very well. The gearbox does come in PDK that we have in here, or it can come in manual. And I know manual is the enthusiast go-to, like, you know, you need a manual car to really engage with it. But I won't lie to you, this PDK is instantaneous, especially when you're on it. This PDK, you can hear it. The only reason why you know there's a gear change is because of the sound, the amazing sound. And I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the best gearboxes I've ever experienced in my life. It's quick, it's smooth, and wow, what an experience. And talking about the chassis and the suspension and how like taut it is, like it's tight. If the road has undulations and divots in it, you will feel it, but not only that, it will pull the car in one direction. So not only are you fighting the car in terms of like where you like want to point the car, but also the road, it can pull you one way or another. was a time a while ago I was driving it, and we were chucking it a little bit, just a little bit, not too much, and like I jumped from like in like dead center of the lane to the middle of the road, like I don't know, because of the road, and the car just took me there, and I had to wrestle it back. But it's quite an experience. It's very engaging. The car leaves a lot to you. you really gotta be on the ball. Will not lie. So yeah, man, that's quite interesting. Can't wait to get on a bit of like a longer piece of stretch of road so I can actually go up to 9,000 RPM. And a little bit of an interesting story. A GT3 came out, I think it was the 991 generation, the first one. They came out, I think it only revved to like 8,700 or something like that. Customers complained, they were like, no, it needs to rev to 9,000 RPM because that's why you love a GT3, it's 9,000 RPM. So the 991.2 came out revving all the way up until 9,000 RPM. And then now we have the 992 at the 9,000 RPM. It is an amazing, amazing, amazing sound. And it's addictive also. Very, very, very addictive. So don't expect to be saving petrol in this car because this car is amazing. Besides the sound alone, they just let it build up. It's so entertaining to hear all day long. Whew. Like you just let the revs build, and like you just enjoy the scream. You even start to hear the gearbox to whine quite a lot. And not only does this sound is accompanied by like the driving dynamics of a GT3, and I cannot describe it well enough as to how nice and how good it feels, because you downshift, it's instantaneous, and now we're coming to an actual roundabout, you know, drop it all the way to first, and you have so much confidence just to chuck it in and bring it out. The car's so compliant, it's insane. It is literally quite insane. Oh, listen to that. The downshifts are insane. And I'll tell you something quite interesting, right? Coming to a stop, the brakes are very, 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 very good. But the scary thing about them is that like it requires a real brake pressure. Like you need to actually like with force push on the brakes to get them to work because they're carbon ceramics. And if you don't push hard enough, you feel like, you know, these brakes are not that great, blah, 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 XYZ, until you start pushing hard enough. That car will be going from here to here and will stop here. It's not gonna go anywhere, I promise you. This car will stop on a dime. It is amazing. This car will do nothing but put a smile on your face all day long. Oh my days, this car is incredible. Brakes just literally want to pull me out the seat. Whew. That is a lot to endure. Online. I feel like you need to be in a lot of fast cars before you get put into a GT3, even as a passenger, because this car is very visceral and very, 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 very raw. That's what I like to do, right? Getting nice slow speed going in fourth gear, then you put your foot down, and you let the car get there. And you just... That's actually quite scary. That's very scary. Oh, the anticipation and the anxiety of it is so scary. But the sound is so comforting as well, because it's just like, wow, this thing sounds amazing. It's difficult to comprehend what this car is capable of, because it's one of those things on camera you'll be watching, you'll be like, it doesn't look that fast, you know, when you're sitting at your screen. But when you're here and you're going through the motions, you're hearing the engine scream behind your ear. It's a lot for your senses to comprehend exactly everything that's going on. And might I say, it can be overwhelming. I mean, but not for me though, because I'm an adrenaline junkie who loves adrenaline coming from cars, and it's what I want. But to say that for anyone else, if you're a regular viewer and you're a regular person, you're wondering, you want to own a Porsche, and what Porsche should you get? Not this one. This one is for the enthusiasts. This one is for the people who know what they're buying and know what they're looking for. And it is beyond a lot of people's capabilities, this car. I will not lie. It will test you to the limits, because it's, as much as it won't let you mess up, it's not forgiving at all. Like, you will get tired at the end of the day after driving this car. Went over a speed hump, was shaking side to side. It does not care about your feelings. It just wants to go, and it knows how to do that really, really well. And the way it goes through corners, it's like nothing else I've ever driven in my life, to the point where you just flow through. You have so much confidence. You feel like the car is talking to you, and it's like, is that all you're gonna throw at me? And that's literally what it feels like. Oh my word, what an experience. Shout out Whip Game Local for borrowing us, lending us the car to do this review. We really appreciate it. Then shout out to Thomas Car Wash for giving us car wash and sponsoring the video. That's today's sponsor. You know, guys, if you want to sponsor the video or you want to lend us your car for us to review, there's an email down below. Send us an email, tell us what you want to do with us, and let's work. We're always open to some opportunities to do this and that. Yeah, guys, this has been extremely fun.